Welcome back to Capital Review. Elon Musk recently stepped down from his leadership role with Doge. And now he's making news by blasting President Trump's big, beautiful bill. But are his remarks surprising?
Well, look, you know, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, the words of, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible.
And joining us now is Dr. Omékongo Dibinga with UPstander International. He's also a political science professor at American University. Welcome back to Capital Review.
Thanks for having me.
We're always glad to have you. Your thoughts on this rift between the president and Elon Musk?
I think ultimately it's a distraction. I think that this is going to blow over, and I feel like really at the end of the day, this is taking away from the attention about Donald Trump's big, ugly bill. He's also made it harder for women who are pregnant to get emergency care if they're dealing with any complications. That also came out this week. He also has a travel ban this week. And so I think for both of them, it's about a distraction. I think Musk is upset about the electronic vehicles provision that's being taken out of the bill. But overall, you haven't seen any real consequences in terms of him losing contracts or anything. So I think it's a distraction ultimately.
For some, it's been entertaining, but should we care?
We should care, because this is the person who many people call the leader of the free world, who's bickering back and forth with the richest man in the world. These are people who right now, because of their actions, people in African countries and other places, there's AIDS medication that's rotting, there is food that's sitting in storages that's rotting, and because of their bickering, real consequences are happening to people on the ground. So we should care about this feud, because it's distracting from the real issues that are costing people jobs as well as their lives.
Does this create, do you think, a problem within the Republican Party? Because clearly President Trump is the leader of the party, but Elon Musk, very influential, and sometimes money talks.
Absolutely. It's going to cause a problem for these primaries, because he's talking about primarying anybody who votes for this bill. So I think that, you know, $1 million in a local campaign in somewhere in Wisconsin or Arkansas somewhere, that makes a big difference. And so I think that there are Republicans who are concerned. I think ultimately Donald Trump is going to be unfazed, because his base is going to ride of him throughout, but the politicians, I feel, will be concerned, who are running again in 2026.
How should Democrats seize on this?
Democrats should not embrace Elon Musk. I see some of them saying, oh yes, I agree with him, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Let them ride it out. Don't try to embrace him in any way. You know, he's shady. He's not gonna, he has blood on his hands from the work he's doing and things like cutting USAID and destroying local offices. The U.S. Institute of Peace right now, the building that they took over with the help of the police, has rats and weed buds in it and roaches all over the place. He leaves a mark of destruction wherever he goes, and Democrats should want no part of that.
Again, there's been a back and forth. The president making comments earlier this week. Take a listen.
I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore.
A great relationship, again, a transactional relationship.
That's right.
Elon Musk donating hundreds of millions of dollars to his campaign. How do you see this thing playing out?
I think at the end of the day, Trump will come out on top. Trump has the power to cancel Elon Musk contracts. Elon Musk got $40 billion almost $40 billion of taxpayer money to build his business. Trump has the power to pull those purse strings. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, Musk is going to go at it, maybe primaries some of his supporters. But I think ultimately, Trump's going to get his bill through. And I feel like Musk is going to use his platform to try to attack them as much as possible. But too many of us are suffering. But I think ultimately Trump comes out as it relates to his Republican support.
Dr. Dibinga, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.